Timberwolves, led by Ant-Man and Anthony Towns, if you want to call him a leader. But a lot of people, this whole summer gonna be a decision time for them, man, because they got a lot of their players locked up for the future. But I don't know if you should move on with these guys as constructed. You got Rudy Gobert and you got Karl-Anthony Towns, and a lot of people saying Rudy is a defensive player of the year that should never won defensive player of the year because he can't stop nobody in the playoffs. And then they're saying Cat disappearing and shooting too many threes. But they all locked up. They got big contracts, right? And they was talking about what they think they should do on a Fox Sports show. I'm gonna play for you what they said. Then we go come back and we go debate whether that's a good idea or not.
The trade I have doesn't make the team cheaper, and it doesn't make the team younger, but it might make the team better, and it hits some notes you like, which are sentimental notes, but also basketball notes. So what if I told you that there's a player out there that the Timberwolves once tried to acquire via trade recently, and also a place Karl-Anthony Towns could go where he gets to team up with a guy he had an undefeated college regular season with, and you can make the argument it makes sense short term for the Timberwolves and long term for the other team, and it's a 1-for-1 trade, no picks, no anything. Brew, you're onto it. What's wrong with this? And by the way, who's Anthony Edwards' basketball GOAT? Oh, it's him. And so Karl-Anthony Towns is 28, as Brew mentioned, has 4 years left on his deal. Kevin Durant's 35, has 2 years left on his deal. I don't know that Minnesota wants long-term to be spending all this money, but maybe for the next couple years. To me, if you're Phoenix, yes, Karl-Anthony Towns is not as good as Kevin Durant, but he has such a longer runway, and you have Devin Booker already. Yeah. And so, to me, that is a trade that both front offices would have to strongly consider. They both make $50 million, even though there's apron stuff, the trade works. I think if you're the Timberwolves trying to get over the hump and not just run it back, you still have bigs to deal with Denver. Like, there's a lot of, to me, reasons that is a trade that makes sense.
I like that. I do like that. I don't think Phoenix will do it, but it makes sense for Phoenix. They're not going to win it with Kevin Durant.
Right, and it's
but
not.
But they probably think they could.
But it's also not. If you're what Phoenix definitely isn't going to do is be like, all right, we're rebuilding. But that's not saying you're rebuilding.
No.
That's adding an all-star level player in a position of need, getting younger. So
I like that.
That's what I said.
I like that.
Yeah, I knew you'd like the Kentucky.
I like it.
And
Works for the Knicks.
And Durant, the Bengals loves Durant, and so
and Durant, is going to be great in the playoffs.
Yes,
and Ant will be the leader.
Yes,
which is
that's one that works.
Ant cemented himself as.
All right, so Nick Wright and Chris Broussard seconded. Their suggestion is maybe the Minnesota T-Wolves should trade Cat, a younger player, for Kevin Durant, a 35-year-old superstar at the end of his prime, maybe past his prime, to see if they can get over the hump and see if they can have a two-year window that they can get something done. And my question to y'all is, first of all, do you like that trade? And if you do or don't, let me know why. And the second thing is, do you think Minnesota should just keep it the way they have it, or do you think they should try to shake it up or something like that? We're going to start with Ken, though, I guess, though.
Man, to be honest, I don't think that trading for Kevin Durant is a smart move, first of all. I think Cat, he has what it takes. It's just that I think they lack in that veteran leadership. Now, we could say Mike Conley is a leader, but I don't think that, he actually take Cat by his wing and then, give him that pep talk that he needs. Because if you really look at Cat, man, this dude be looking out of place. And the only thing that he does, man, he shoot the 3 ball too much. I think they really lost this because they were up in games and then they end up losing down the stretch because he ended up relying and banking on the 3-point too much. I think if he would have just went down and started banging, they would have had a better chance to keep the score secured. But that wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying? And then Mike Conley, I don't think he helped at all because all he was doing is shooting a 3 ball as well. So when you got 2 big men on the court, I think they should utilize that by scoring in the paint. I think Dallas had more points in the paint than they did. And to me, that was a losing recipe. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. It seemed like the only one that was really trying to get to the hole was Edwards. And, you know, I mean, that was about it. Edwards was going downhill, but I mean, you got Kyrie and Luka going downhill, and they getting, you know, they getting contact, you know, when they going down. I mean, it was. You're right. It was different. We kept calling for Cat to get down in the paint and do some damage, man, because I think he had a mismatch down there, depending on who was down there. Probably 90% of whoever was on the roster for the Mavs would have been a mismatch against Cat, but I don't understand why he went down there as much as I wanted him to be down there.
I ain't gonna say I definitely wouldn't get Kevin Durant if they got anybody. They need somebody else. I mean, a veteran, yeah, but not Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant can get injured. I mean, it's a lot of variables going with him. But yeah, you know what? I seen Cat play the game, man, and you know when if him and Anthony Edwards, if they were steady, you know, going downhill, both of them, that probably would have drew a lot of fouls. One. Whenever the refs decided to start calling fouls, because them refs was a little sketchy on them calls this time.
Yeah, down the stretch.
Eric, they mad at us in the comments by mentioning that, man. They said, man, we should be mentioning only the good stuff about Luka and Dallas.
Hey, I'm just saying. So, but what I did, man, Cat be going up soft, bro. He be like trying to like do little finger rolls and shit. I'm like, bro, jam that motherfucker. Use the backboard. Excuse my language.
He need to change. He need to change his name to Truck or something. I think he actually think he a Cat.
What are you doing, bro? And then like shooting the ball or shooting a gang of threes. I'm like, I get it. One game they was falling, but I'm like, man, that's not your thing. And then the thing about playing basketball is once you start getting a couple of shots in, now you motivated.
Yeah.
Now you might start knocking down everything. But I mean, he'll go up there and go soft and fall down all hard and act like he hurt. I'm like, come on, man. Like you can't be that big and that soft, man.
So you saying no to KD, but are you also saying they don't need to make any major changes? Because
hey, you know what? You know what they need? They might need to get Dame over there.
How?
Dame. You see what Dame? He kind of struggled with Milwaukee. Because he's trying to get acclimated and, you know, not trying to just take over somebody else's organization until he actually feels like he's doing his part, you know. So that wouldn't be a good look. Although they're young. I
think he could mentor a man up to a subliminal spot in the playoffs, possibly the finals. Man, can you imagine if you had him on the outside, Anthony Edwards and Cat going on the inside? I mean, that's a deadly trio.
Yeah, but I don't like another change for Dame at this moment, man. He just left Portland. You know, where they tried to get him, you know, what he needed to get them over the hump, and then now he just got paired with another superstar, something he ain't never had before, and they just had 1 year together, and they need to figure it out, you know. And they had a coaching change midway through. For him to change again via trade, that ain't good. But I would have loved to see him in Miami. I would have loved to see him in Philly with Joel Embiid. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, Embiid definitely need a solid number 2.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maxey's down there, but those dudes.
Y'all keep trying to sell me on Maxey.
I like Maxey. He, you know, it's short work. So, and this is the first season he had this breakout. We'll see what happens next year. So, I get your hesitation on him. But as far as that trade go, man, first of all, these dudes contradicted themselves in that clip. They said you can't win with Kevin Durant, and then they said, "Well, you know Kevin Durant gonna ball in the playoffs when you win." Bro, that just you know, shows the credibility that they don't have. But as far as that trade go, I really don't want them to trade anybody. Not this year. Next year, maybe. I want to see if they take the gradual growth steps. Maybe some key pieces, but Mike Conley, he's long in the tooth, as they say. He's been in the league for a little while. And
but he's not hard to replace, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he would be, if I'm looking at the lineup, as far as age. Mike Conley is the veteran. But they got Kyle Anderson, who a vet now too, and Slow-Mo played really well against Luka at times in this matchup. But
he's a free agent. That's one of the decisions they got to make. Yeah, that's one of the decisions they got to make this summer.
Okay, well, yeah. But yeah, point guard would be the position I look to replace. Maybe somebody a little bit more dynamic, somebody who can get to the cup, or somebody who's so much of a threat that you can't do that hedging stuff and doubling off the screen and roll on Ant. Like anytime gravity happens, players get free on one-on-one matchups, and you like that. And bro, King, you hit the nail on the head. So did you, E. He is 7 foot, but he act like he's 6 foot. Like Cat shoots the ball ridiculously too much. He goes up, and every time he went up, he extended that left arm and tried to get some distance between him and whoever the defender was, and it was getting blocked every time. It's frustrating to watch. I was like, why don't he dunk the basketball? You're 7 feet tall. Please, Lord, let me go back.
Please, hey, let me be 7 feet tall.
I will say this though, Mike Conley. Yeah, you probably could upgrade that point guard, but you can't lose Mike Conley off this roster. He got to be in that locker room.
I think so.
And him coming off the bench, oh man, that just make your team better if you got the luxury of bringing Mike Conley off the bench. That's real dope, right? So, and then I think Alexander Walker, if he really wanted to assert himself, man, he could be a starting point guard. I've always liked him, even when he was in New Orleans.
Yeah,
right. So he can hit the three. He's long. He's got like a 6'4". He's long. He's got a long wingspan. He plays defense. I think he can turn it up, man. Like with that lineup of him, Edwards, and Daniel McDaniels, they're all defenders, right?
That's a good 1 through 3 right there.
So I like that, but I wouldn't make no changes, man, because the answer is never supposed to be, all right, let's make a major change. The answer is always supposed to be, all right, let's get better by making ourselves better, and then let's come back next year and do this again. So major changes, I don't think is necessary. If that was the case, every time Utah lost to the Bulls, they would have went into the summer and was like, all right, who we trade, Malone or Stockton?
They need another center though. They definitely need another center. I'm not riding with Rudy Gobert. That dude lost him that game. He kept getting dunked on by Lively. He can't get back in motion. He tried to play. Look, did you not see a repeat of what just happened? What Luka did to him to win the game. It was the same thing that happened with him and Steph Curry. Except for Curry made him turn around in 4-3-60. But he's not a legit defender. Like, yes, he's tall, but he hurts you more times than not.
But they can't move his contract though, Ken. It's too big. Nobody's go trade for Gobert.
Hey,
I know. They smart.
Y'all ready for the residential Kevin Durant fan?
Yeah, let's go.
Man. Bullshit at Kevin Durant fan. Go ahead.
First off, that trade is asinine. Okay. That is a stupid ass trade.
Yeah.
It would never happen. Neither side will clear it. 1, for the money reasons. 2, for just the logistics of it. It wouldn't work, right? However, I have an idea for potential offseason moves, right?
Okay.
I've been sitting here thinking about it while everybody else was talking, right? I'm not sold on Gobert, right? Gobert got to go, right? I'm thinking
we all agree on that.
You trade Gobert to the Clippers for Paul George and Zubac.
You think come on? Why would
I'm just saying. Listen,
who's running the Clippers? Let's go do that.
I'm just saying.
Come on, man. This ain't 2K, Chris, man. Don't do that, man.
So you gonna let me finish?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
You trade Gobert and maybe a bench guy. I don't know, for Paul George and Zubac. Right? I like Zubac better as a inside defender than Gobert. And then you would force Cat to be a center. Right? Cat would be the starting center. You'd make him be a center. And then you go get Klay Thompson in free agency to come off the bench.
Nah, that'd never happen.
Chris, what are you doing?
Clay probably ain't gonna come up. The reason why, there's a couple of reasons why I don't think this will work. But the reason why PG is gonna get a contract extension because the Clippers would be stupid if they don't.
I don't think they're gonna give it to him. They just gave one to Kawhi, and that was a big one. I don't think they go extend PG-13.
Well, if they don't do that, then he could go wherever he want to go, and I guess that's
which is Philly.
Which is, if he go, that would be great. That would be great for them. So it would be impossible for the Minnesota to trade him because he's due for an extension. If he don't want to stay at his own team, then he is going to be his choice. But another reason is like, how y'all feel about Nas Reed? Just had a breakout year. How y'all feel?
I love him. I love him.
He stays right where he's at, 6 man.
Are you brave enough to move him into the starting lineup and move Gobert, who's making way more money, to the bench?
Yeah. I would consider it, and that's why I was going with it. That's what I would consider it. That lineup right there. Even though Cat is not the most physically dominant and he's still 7 feet tall, put your arms up when somebody's going to the cup. You know what I'm saying? Defend, go get vertical. But Nas Reed gives you a really, really good mix at that 4 spot of offense and defense. He can guard some smalls. He can move his feet pretty well. He can shoot. And what I saw aspect of this game I wasn't really familiar with is him going to the cup. Like he was scoring ones going to the cup. And so if you can. If it rather than blowing it up and moving pieces that got to get acclimated, coaches that got to get acclimated to those players, take the players you got. You still super duper young. I don't know how old Nas Reed is, but I know when I seen Jade McDaniels was 23, I said, yeah, they got something. You know what I'm saying? They ain't ready yet. And ain't ready yet, and that's my dog, but he not ready yet. But they got something. So I think I would probably move Reed, or at least give him those starter type minutes, and risk Gobert coming up. Man, he just can't move laterally at all. Like they run the pick and roll. If he switch on the guard, it is barbecue chicken every single time.
I mean, for a 7-footer, I mean, he moved better than Jokic or Zubac or something like that. I think the only 7-footer that moves better than him on the perimeter is probably Embiid and Giannis.
The movement, the difference between him and Giannis, I definitely give you Giannis. Embiid with these bum knees, I don't know anymore. But the difference is Giannis has control of his body better, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? Rudy be out there looking like Bambi, bro.
Yeah. Well, Rudy got control over his body until somebody like Steph take control from him, like, and start controlling him remotely with the ball.
He get matched up, and the guard play is just not. He traditional center type. He Clint Capella. Like he you not gonna get no offense from him. He'll grab some rebounds and he gonna block some shots. But at the end of the day, you can't like he's shown himself to be too susceptible. That's why small ball works in the first place, because you got a bunch of dudes that can move. But I swear, every time he's on the perimeter, I feel it like I'm the coach or his teammate. My heart flutter a little bit, like, oh God, this man about to be another mixtape. Like, like just stop.
Hey,
like,
Zoe,
what up, bro?
Did you see when he caught that when they was passing the ball in the middle and he couldn't even grab it? His feet, he was all tangled up on his feet. He threw the ball up, hoping he was gonna get fouled.
Like, Rudy looks like a dude that played and was 7 feet for the majority of his life, so he didn't really have to do much, and then got to the league. Because man, even when he get the ball in the paint, I'm nervous. The man arm be doing like this. His layup package is crazy.
I don't see y'all acting like this man George Murison or Sean Bradley or something like that, man. He is not that bad, man. That was the number one defense in the league, and they had a top 5 offense in the league, man. But this was a good team. They don't need to change nothing. They just need to get better.
I think they being nice with their statements. I think they act, because that dude is terrible. He's terrible. They being nice. They literally, like, this dude is like, he can't catch, can't shoot free throws, can't guard, not nobody. You know what I'm saying? And then the thing that I seen that they were doing, they were bringing him out just a little bit away from the rim just to do the lob, because he can't get back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So once they seen that,
facts,
it wasn't nothing they can do. That's why they started benching him at the end.
Yeah. And Nas was balling too.
Yeah,
he was.
After everything I done said, I'm about to say some crazy. I like Rudy. It didn't sound like it, but I like him. He just oh man, it's tough. Like he's in the middle. You know how it was all back to the basket players in the league. It was a bunch of big dudes who can catch the ball in the post, mid post, high post, do a move on you, face up. You know, and then it came the rim runner, shot blockers, the Dwight Howard type dudes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not comparing Rudy to Dwight at all. So let me get that straight. But he like caught in between. Like that transition is still kind of happening. Yeah, you 7'4" and you gonna block shots. A lot of them because you 7'4" and got long arms. But man, what we always say, a two-way player is a made up concept. Basketball player has always been the concept, and I mean, I can check somebody, I can guard, and I can score. And then that two-way stuff allow people to say, okay, I ain't got to be that good over here, or I ain't got to work to be that good over here because I'm so good over here.
Yeah, I like him on the bench. I like him.
All right, we're gonna open the phone lines up, man, for y'all to call in and let us know what y'all think, man. We'll probably take 2 phone calls, maybe 3 phone calls, and then move on to this LeBron topic. Because that LeBron topic was interesting, man. But yeah, let's get these calls in.
Here we go, about to bash LeBron.
Ain't say nothing about bashing LeBron, man.
Hey,
Who
man,
said something about bashing?
if it's you, Mel, I know it's bashing LeBron.
Lord have mercy. Chris, what's going on, brother, man? What's your thoughts, man?
Hey, so
What up?
Duck that smoke in the finals, dog.
Man, no
smoke.
Chris, you right up the street. Chris, you right up the street. I promise. We if they do what they're supposed to do, or if they do what you said they're gonna do, we pulling up. I promise.
Hey, I just want you there. You and Mel, y'all talk all that stuff about Luka and Luka the best player in the fucking world. Y'all
Lord have mercy. Hey, make sure you stick around for the next segment, man, with that Luka the best in the world stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I got something for that.
No, but I'm gonna tune in because y'all said y'all gonna be watching the finals on live, right?
Yeah.
We go test it out and see how many people we get in here. If we get enough people in here, then we'll probably continue it. But that's a big commitment to sit down for daggone 3 straight hours and watch the game, boy. Sheesh.
God forbid that shit go to overtime. I might duck out. Overtime. Wow.
You see who be showing up for work, Melvin? See who be showing up for work?
I'm here.
Jay fired.
Listen,
Zoe was late. Zoe pink slip coming too.
I done been on live for a week and a half straight. If anybody earned some leeway to leave at overtime, it's me.
Yeah, Chris, you might. Hey, Chris, you could get Christmas off, big dog.
Thank you.
Y'all know me like that.
Wow.
Y'all crazy, man.
They be like, man, E, you getting on today? I'm like, dang, I went on like 3-4 times this week.
Yeah, we did. We really did.
Hey, Chris, what's your thoughts on the T-Wolves' future, man?
Man, I like Anthony Edwards, man. He ain't the face of the league, but he nice though. You know, one thing I like about Anthony Edwards, man, he showed me that passion, man, for the game. And that was a real question for him when he got drafted. People didn't think he really had that heart for the game.
Who didn't? I did.
We didn't.
No,
but
people was questioning it.
Okay.
It definitely happened. I remember.
Because I think he said something about he wanted to play football and all of that. So scouts had concerns with him having that passion for the game. But he's shown that he cared about the game. So as far as the passion goes, he got it. But as far as the face of the league, I don't know about that.
You think they should make some moves this summer?
Yeah, they need to try and get Rudy Gobert out of there.
But y'all are not messing with Rudy Gobert, man. Lord have mercy.
Look, people try to discredit Rudy Gobert, man. He's one of the best defensive bigs of all time. Rim protectors, I'll say that. He's one of the best rim protectors of all time. You got to put some respect on him.
That's lofty as hell, brother.
Ever played the game?
All time?
That's lofty as hell.
Rim protector.
Oh, now you ready?
Not defender, rim protector.
Damn.
Because he does make a presence defensively, man. What he was doing with Donovan Mitchell at the perimeter, oh my God, they was killing Donovan Mitchell on Jazz, and Gobert was right there in the paint cleaning up the shit.
Cleaning it up and getting them sent home right in the first round. He was protecting that rim all the way to Cancun, first round.
Hey, it got him $200 million though.
It sure did. It sure did.
Hey,
never had on the pockets now.
Hey, if somebody put me on skates like that on national television, though,
it looked like Roll Bounce Part 2, didn't it?
Hey, look, you go to crazy point though. You know how bad I talk about Luka game, right?
Yeah.
You know how he got the ugliest dribble shot. Man, hey, that joker did that old school ass step back, that old one school step back and had Rudy Gobert just skating. Just lean and lit him up with a 3. Oh, come on, bro.
Stop it, bro. Stop it. You disrespecting Luka, man. I keep telling you he's the best player in the world.
Oh man, say that for the next segment, man. Hey, Chris, say that for the next segment. Let me go to the next caller, Chris.
We're gonna have to make you change your name.
All right, thanks, bro.
Can't be associated with me.
Is drugs legal down there in North Carolina?
Of course it is. Hey, that 510 number from Cali, you can call back, man. I sent you the voicemail like 4 times in a row, so he must really got something to say if he called 5 times.
Come on, Cali.
Yeah, call back.
California, stand up.
We're taking 2 more calls. There you go, right there. Hey, is this Dane? Caller from California, what's up?
Man, damn, salute to you brothers, man. You know what I'm saying?
Is this Dane? Who's this?
If you see me in the chat, this real Eleazy.
Oh, what's up, big dog?
Hey, Lazy, what up?
Man, how y'all doing?
What's good, man? What's your thoughts, man?
Shit, y'all seen what I was writing in the chat? Hey,
man, come on, man. We trying to get the people to hear what you want to say, man. You got an opportunity.
They need to get rid of Rudy like yesterday, bro. Like, and I've been saying this. I've been so adamant about this Rudy thing. Even when he was in Utah, everybody was like he was a good defender because they based everything off of metrics in the NBA.
Yeah.
So they look at the defensive. They look at all the defensive, stats and everything, and then they say, "Oh, he's the best," and all of this and that. But I'm like, dude, have you watched him play? Like, he has the slowest feet in the world. He doesn't even understand how to play basketball. You throw him the ball, he starts fumbling the ball. He starts trapping. It's like he let somebody 5'8" push him off his spot. You already 7'3". You can't turn around and do a regular drop step and dunk on everybody guarding you. It's so weird when I watch the dude play. And then the previous caller just sits there and say he's one of the best defensive players in NBA. Or 3. That's blasphemous, bro. Stop it. Oh no.
Hey, look, let me say this.
Drinking all day. Come on.
Let me say this, Elazy. The only reason why he looks so bad on defense is because Minnesota keep letting him switch screens on the perimeter and leave him one-on-one.
Yeah.
Why do Minnesota keep saying, all right, we go switch and let somebody say, can I have this dance and just take him to the prom? Well, I mean, I don't understand why they keep doing it. They let them do that for a game winner, and they got a still shot of McDaniels doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's barbecue chicken. Come on, man. That's Minnesota.
Big man, though. The Joker eats him a lot.
Not them last 2 games. The only reason why Jokic ate him up in them 3 straight games in the second round is because they start calling hands off the merchandise fouls for Jokic. When they let them play, Gobert, Naz Reid, Karl-Anthony Towns, all 3 of them was giving Jokic and eating his lunch.
They was. That's true.
It was all about that whistle.
Rudy, though, bro. To his defense, he does have moments to where he's really good, but then it's more moments to where he's not really good. He's really good.
Yeah.
Like, he'll get some blocks because you cover that much space and you're the biggest person on the court. You should get blocks. If you're 7'3", you should average about 8 of them motherfuckers. You feel me? I'm just saying, though, if he understood how to use, he needs to do agility work. Like, if he can do agility work and get his feet a little quicker, because sometimes I feel like he wants to move fast, but his body doesn't. Like, in his mind, he's like, oh, I can get the spot. but then his feet say, no, you can't.
Anybody got a response to that?
You know what though, man? You know what he need? He needs some ladder drills, some cone drills.
That's what I'm saying. He got to go back to AAU to the basics. I think he need to go play 3 years of AAU basketball.
Man, come on, man. Y'all doing too much, man. It's the defensive player of the year, man. Come on, man.
Hey, that's real, man.
Man, I thought other players would deserve him because they had really great defenders on that team. Ant-Man, you know what I'm saying? Kylie is still a good defender. Nikhil Alexander Walker, a good defender. Jaden McDaniels, good defender. They had a lot of good defenders that covered up a lot of his flaws. And Karl Anthony Towns is a good defender in his position.
I was with you until you said Cat.
When he wants to be locked in, like, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what it boiled down to? Oh, go ahead.
Cat realizes that he's a center, then he plays good defense. But when he thinks he's a guard, he gets fucked.
But as far as Rudy Gobert, I think really what they lack, what the majority of them lack, is the IQ for the game. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you look at it, they'll be up by 8, they'll shoot a quick 3. Did you see when Anthony Edwards, when they were down, I believe with like a minute to go, I mean they were up by 5 with like a minute to go, like a minute or two, and he went to go shoot a quick 2 instead of holding the ball, you know, for to run out the clock. He shot a quick shot. And that's part of, you know, maturity. They're not mature. You got a young team that's just making young decisions. Rudy Gobert, he just lacked the IQ because, like he said, somebody said where he was down at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? He had a guard on him and ended up getting blocked when all he had to do was really just turn around and do a drop step for the dunk. You know what I'm saying? So it's IQ. It's IQ.
Yeah. Hey, Elisa, thanks for the call.
Hey, hold on. Last question, bro.
All right, go ahead. Hey, once you answer the question, I'm gonna go ahead and move on and we'll answer it. Okay, go ahead.
Got it. The last question I want to ask you: what do you think? How you think Kyrie is gonna handle the heckling and his mental capacity in this NBA Finals when he plays on the road?
That's a good question.
And then I'm good, bro.
All right, thanks. All right, who want to start with that one?
You want
Go ahead, Chris.
Okay, so I think Kyrie now is in a different headspace than what he would have been maybe a couple years ago, maybe when he was still in Brooklyn. I think it's more so he knows what's at stake. He knows what it took to get here. And I think he has the mental fortitude now to be able to just go in and just block everything out, take everybody out the arena, and it just be him and the 9 other guys on the court. So I don't really think it's going to affect him that much. Not to say that he's still human. It might get to him a little bit, but I don't think it'll be enough to like really derail him from the ultimate goal that he's been fighting to get back for. He said it. He was walking down the tunnel after the game. It was like 7 long years. 7 long years it took me to get back here, and I don't take this for granted. He was like, you know, we got a tough team in the way, but it's just them between me and this final goal. So I think he's already locked in. He knows what it is, and I think it's going to make him even more dangerous because all the more reason he has not to be in Boston is the more reason he has to get this series over quicker. If he ain't got to go to Boston for 4 total times, the better for him.
Yeah, that was 6 takes. I like it.
Yeah, I don't think that.
I cooked though. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
you was cooking. You're right. Ain't much more to say after that. You was.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Zoe.
He gonna do what he do. Like Kyrie is in a very mature. Even the last series, you could see. He didn't get too high, didn't get too low. He was cooking, but at best believe if Kyrie hit one of them Kyrie shots in the 4th quarter, it might for a second he might talk that talk to them Boston fans because I'm sure let them close them out in the game. Let them go on a run to end the game or end the 4th quarter. We'll see Kyrie have a flashback. I guarantee you, and he gonna look over there and he gonna be talking because they're gonna be talking from game 1.
Yeah.
Facts.
Somebody had a suggestion on that I wanted y'all to touch on. No Diddy, but somebody said that you could get the same production from JaVale McGee that you getting from Rudy Gobert. Do y'all think that's accurate?
Yeah, because I was actually gonna say that earlier.
I think JaVale is very underestimated and catches a lot of slack just because Shaq did him. I mean, catches a lot of flack because Shaq did him dirty all them years on Shaq than a fool.
I think he's better than Rudy.
Yeah, he for sure.
And his footwork and IQ is better too.
You know what?
His footwork is definitely better.
If he was on that Jazz team with Donovan Mitchell when they played like they played and was winning all them regular season games, he would be Rudy Gobert. He would have all these defensive player of the years because the defense is just magnified because you got your offensive threat. Here's your defensive threat. I agree. I think JaVale might be better than Rudy Gobert.
I think he is. And remember, the last time Jokic looked very pedestrian other than this season was the bubble when the Lakers played him and Dwight Howard had him bottled up, but the dude that was coming off the bench after Dwight was JaVale.
It's true.
Very good points. Very good points.
Yeah.
This team was old as hell.
I think the reason it'd be better is because he has the mobility, right? It's Lob City with JaVale McGee in comparison to Rudy Gobert. It's almost like this dude can't dunk. You know what I'm saying? At times, it's like you that tall, bro, and you barely dunk. You going for layups that you end up missing.
And going scared.
It don't even make
to the hole. Like who does that?
And
I ain't never seen a two-hand finger roll before. He did.
And he's a shot blocker. He could block the shot just like Rudy Gobert. So
JaVale
gonna dunk that basketball.
JaVale like to dunk.
No, he gonna dunk. Exactly. He could have went. He definitely could have went for that drop step, man, and totally like went for it.
Killed him.
Like, what are you doing, bro?